Hey kids, ready? Is everybody ready? I should say ready, set, go! Do you know what's coming up soon? Father's Day. And do you know what? We're going to talk about fathers today. Do you know what a lot of people think? That their dads are so awesome. They're like superheroes. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. But first of all, we've got to see if we can figure out which letter father starts with. Father. What sound is that? Say it with me. Let's see if we know. Do you know what letter starts with letter F? What letter is it? It's letter F. Let's look right here on our ABCs and see if we can find a letter F. A, B, C, D, E, F. Look at that F. Let's see if we can draw a letter F, shall we? Let's get a pencil and let's draw a letter F, just like, you know what? Let's get one to look at. We better have one to look at. Let's look on right here on our packet of letters. A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's pull out our F's and see capital F and a lowercase f. Let's put them on our page and see if we can look at them while we draw them. All right, we got our writing road right here. We're going to go right on that writing road, and we're going to write a capital F and then a lowercase f. All right, get your writing road. Let's look really, really carefully. Now, the first part of letter F is it has a straight line. So let's go to the top of the writing road, all the way to the bottom of the writing road. And then right at the top, it has a line that goes across, and right in the middle, it has a line that goes across. That's kind of easy. Let's try one more. From the top of the writing road to the bottom of the writing road, then across the top and across the middle. Now, we don't put any more lines on there. What if we put another line right here? That turned it into a letter E. We don't want a letter E on there. We better erase that right off because that's a letter F, and letter E has 3 lines. Letter F only has 2. Now let's try a lowercase f. Now look, it's got a line that goes down, but at the top, instead of going straight, it curves around. Can you see that? And instead of starting on this part, it goes all the way through. So it goes around and down and all the way through. Can you draw one of those? Nice work. Now, you know what? If you went straight down and went across, but you forgot the curl at the top, would that be a lowercase f? It wouldn't, would it? That's a letter T. It has to have the curl on the top to be a lowercase f. And if you took the capital and added an extra line, remember, that's a letter E. What if we put a whole bunch of lines? Oh, that's nothing at all. That's not even any letter. All right, we're going to erase these off because we need room right here to draw something. You know what we're going to draw? Let's draw a father. I think you can do it. The first thing we got to do is draw a circle for a head. And then we're going to draw 2 eyes. They're just little dots. And we're going to draw a dot for a nose. And then this father is smiling because fathers love us. We need to draw a body and some legs and some arms. Now, you know what? This father's going to have a little bit of hair. Did you draw a father? That's kind of a fun father. You could draw a grandfather, or you know what? Some people call fathers other things than fathers. Some of them call him dad or daddy. Some people call him pop or papa. Have you heard dads called that too? You know what we're going to do today? We're going to make a present for our father, but we're going to call him Pop. You're a great Pop. Would that be a good idea? You know what? I'm going to draw a superhero cape on this dad. And I'm just going to draw a line under it. Now that dad is like a superhero. Do people like to have superheroes for dads? I'm going to read you a story about a little bear. And this bear thinks his dad is the best dad in the whole world. This book is called My Dad by Charles Fugue. Let's see what this bear says about his dad. Let's see. All right. My dad is the roughest, toughest, biggest, strongest dad in the whole jungle. He is as strong as an elephant. He has more claws than an eagle. His teeth are sharper than an alligator's. And he can roar as loud as a lion. And he says, oh, where did everybody go? What's that noise? And who's that? Oh no. Oh no. Daddy! Our daddy's big and strong. Oh, but look at that daddy. Is he loving his little bear cub? He is, isn't he? Does your daddy love you? I hope he takes you on nice rides too. Does he think his dad's kind of a superhero? He's kind of his hero, and he's a pretty super guy, isn't he? Okay. Did you get your father all drawn? Your daddy? You know what? We're going to make a cool present for your dad. And we're going to, some people call their dads Pop. So you know what? You can choose your dad's favorite kind of pop. And we're going to get a bag. And there's going to be room in this bag for some pop. And you can choose whatever kind of pop your dad likes. There's lots of different kinds. Choose the kind that your dad likes. And we are going to make a present for your dad. But we're going to put it on this bag, and then we're going to put the things inside of the bag. Now, what pops? Popcorn pops. Do you ever put popcorn inside the microwave and pop it in a bag? So you could just put a plain bag of popcorn, and you could get a soda pop and put them in and say, "You're super Pop." And he's going to love that you think that he's a super dad or a super Pop. And you know what else? If you don't have any soda pop, but you wanted to make something, you could do popcorn. And you know what? I'm going to put a recipe how to make sugar popcorn on the site, and your mom can look at it and you can make it together and make some for your super Pop. All right. But first of all, we got to make this bag that's going to say Super Pop on it, don't we? So what you're going to need is a white bag, because that is exactly where we have to put this. Now, I'm going to get this white bag, and I am going to put it on here so that we can see what it's going to look like. Okay, here's my white bag right on here. And you know what I'm going to need? We're going to make a popcorn. So what we need is a red paper. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut right up and make some tall strips. So here we go. Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. Okay. There's one big stripe. We need to make another one. You ready? Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. Now, sometimes we have to stop in the middle and readjust the paper, don't we? Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. Oh, that one fell right down on the floor. Okay, look. I have 1, 2, 3. I think we're going to need probably about 5 or 6. Let's cut a few more. Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. Fingers on the bottom. Your thumb is on the top. Hold the paper. Don't let it drop. Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. All right. Now, we have a bunch of papers. We're going to take this and I'm going to draw a line right here on the bottom and a line up here on the top. All right? Then we're going to take these stripes and we're going to put them, they're a little bit too long. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these papers and I'm going to cut them because I want them to fit on here so they can go from there to there. So I need to cut them a little bit because they're a little bit too long. And I'm just going to cut off some pieces. Now I have some short ones. All right. I've got all this, and you know what? I'm going to need a glue stick. So after you get your strings cut and your pieces cut and you check them, if they're a little bit longer, that's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're not going to really see the line on the bottom. But it helps us know to put some stripes of glue on here. Can you see my glue stripes on there so that we can make it stick on? All right, now it's all gluey. And I'm going to take my stripes and I'm going to put some stripes on there. I'm going to keep putting stripes on there. We have some white in between. We want to be able to see a little bit of white so it looks kind of like a popcorn holder. All right. That's how many it fit on there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it only had 4. I thought I had 5. So you only need to cut 4 or 5. If your bag, sometimes bags are bigger. If you have a bigger bag, you're going to need a few more. All right. We've got those on there. Now, what goes in a popcorn bag? You're right. We've got to make some popcorn. What color is popcorn? What color do you think popcorn is? Yellow, because our popcorn, it's going to taste yummy if it has butter on it. So guess what? We got to do some more opening and shutting and cutting. Are you ready? We need to do the same thing. Let's make a couple of stripes right here. Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. And you know what? We're probably only going to need 2 or 3 of these. Okay? All right. Now, let's take these. They're long, long pieces. But we just need little tiny pieces. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to cut them right here. And look, I made some little tiny pieces. I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut some more. And we're going to make it littler. I'm going to cut some more and I'll put those down. We're going to keep cutting them until we have a whole bunch of little tiny pieces. Now let's look right here. I've got a whole handful of little tiny yellow pieces. And you know what we're going to do with them? We're going to make popcorn out of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to need some glue again. So get your glue ready. And right at the top of your red stripes, we're going to put a whole bunch of glue, okay? And then we're going to take these little yellow pieces and we're going to stick them in the glue. We're going to stick them all over in the glue. What do you think? Is it looking kind of like there's popcorn inside of the popcorn bag? And we can turn them all different ways. It doesn't matter how we put them on there. Now, if your glue gets dried up, can you put more glue on it? You can, because you're really a good gluer, aren't you? Oh, look. There's popcorn in the popcorn bowl. Now, right down here at the bottom, we're going to write I. So we need to draw I. And do you know how to do a heart? We're going to draw a heart because does a heart mean love? It does, doesn't it? A heart means love, so we're going to draw a heart. Now, there are a couple of ways to draw a heart. You can go down, up like that, and then go on this side and go around and around like that. Or you can go around and around first, and then go on this side and go down, up. That's an easy way to make a heart. So I'm going to come on here. We've got the I. And then we're going to draw, I'm going to go around and around. And then I'm going to go down, I love, and we're going to write pop. We're going to write P. You know what? We're going to do 3 circles, and then we're going to draw 2 lines. I love pop. And then guess what you can put inside of here? When you are all done, and if you need a little help, you could have somebody help you write the I love pop, but I'll bet you can do it if you try. We're going to put our hand inside and open our hands up like this. Now, can you see it's big? And I'm going to put a soda pop inside. And I'm going to put some popcorn inside. Now, if you want to make the sugary pop, you can. And you can even make it your dad's favorite color. If your dad loves blue, you can make the sugary popcorn blue. If your dad loves green, you can make it green. Or you can just give him this kind, the buttery kind that we already put in here that goes in the microwave. And he can make his own buttery popcorn. What kind does your dad like? Now, while you're finishing, I'm going to read you a story. What Dads Can't Do. This is by Douglas Wood, and the pictures are drawn by Doug Cushman. Let's see what dads can't do, shall we? Oh, there are lots of things that regular people can do, but dads can't. Dads can't cross the street without holding hands. Dads can push, but they can't swing. Dads can't pitch baseballs very hard or hit one very far. Dads play hide and seek, but they always get found. But they have a really hard time finding you. Dads aren't very good wrestlers. Dads lose at checkers and cards and almost every other game. Dads aren't good at sleeping late. They can't comb their hair or shave themselves. Dads like to go camping, but they need lots of help setting up the tent and cooking. Dads like to go fishing, but they don't like to go alone. And they need extra practice baiting their hooks. Sometimes dads have a hard time getting organized. They can't drive very fast. Dads seem to have trouble holding on to their money. Dads can't see you hiding your lima beans at dinner or feeding them to the cat. They can't eat just one piece of chocolate cake or have just one scoop of ice cream. Dads like to get baths, but they can't help getting wet. Dads can't read a book by themselves. And dads really need to be kissed at bedtimes. Sometimes they leave a night light on because they're a little scared of the dark. They also check for monsters underneath the bed and inside of the closet. There are so many things that dads can't do. It's a wonder they make it through life at all. But dads can't give up. No matter how tired a dad gets or how hard life gets, a dad never quits. And most of all, no matter what happens, a dad never stops loving you. Are dads kind of fun? All right. How is your present coming along? Are you getting it all made? Is it looking really awesome? All right. Dads do so many amazing things. Sometimes they're like superheroes. We're going to read Pete the Cat, Super Pete. This is by Kimberly and James Dean. Let's see what happens with Super Cat. All right. Pete the cat is out for a walk. Pete listens to the owls. He listens to the frogs. Just then, Pete hears a beep. It is not coming from outside. It is coming from his watch. Pete races home. It is time for Pete the cat to become Super Cat. Oh, Super Pete. Pete presses a button in his room. The wall slides away. Pete sees a set of steps. Down, down he goes. Pete steps into his lair. It's full of groovy things to help him fight crimes. Pete the cat puts on his awesome cat suit. He puts on his cape and his sneakers. Now, Super Pete is ready to save the day. Pete sees a flash on his computer. There is a message on his computer. It is the mayor. Come quick, Super Pete, the mayor says. We need your help. There is trouble at the warehouse. Uh-oh. Pete pulls a lever. Whoosh! Pete's nifty jet sinks into his lair. Oh, that's so cool, isn't it? Pete hops onto the jet. He zips into the air. Super Pete is on his way to save the day. Pete races through the sky. He hits a button and the jet starts to shimmer. The jet disappears. Now the jet is invisible. No one will know that Super Pete is coming. Oh, can you see it invisible right there? All right. Pete hovers over the warehouse. He straps on a parachute and he jumps. Pete lands on the roof. He goes inside the warehouse. It's dark and he can't see. He puts on his night vision goggles. He sees two bad guys. They are carrying a box. Pete picks up a rock. He puts it in his slingshot. The rock hits the box. The bad guys drop the box. They climb out of the window. Pete races to the window. The bad guys have a boat. They're getting away. Pete pushes a button. He is in his cat suit. His sneakers turn into flippers. A mask closes over his face. He jumps into the water. He swims after the bad guys. Pete takes a rope from his pocket. He twirls it over his head. Pete aims. He throws. The rope catches the boat. Pete pulls himself along the rope. Look what Pete does. Pete climbs onto the bad guy's boat and he ties up the bad guys. Pete pushes the button on his watch. His jet appears up above him. Check it out. Pete pulls the bad guys up to his jet. He brings the bad guys to the mayor. Super Pete has saved the day. The end. Do you ever pretend that you're Super Pete and you help save the day? Sometimes. Does your dad save the day? I hope your dad has a happy Father's Day, that he loves his pop, his popcorn, his soda pop, and most of all, I hope you give your dad a big hug and a kiss for Father's Day, because dads or pops or papa or daddy or father, whatever you call your dad, he's amazing. And you know what? So are you. I love being with you. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. You're awesome, possum. See you soon.